season. A false start on the first jump ball, so we'll try it again.
Take two.
And it's controlled by the Fighting Hawks in their dark jerseys. The starting five for North Dakota: DJ Davis, Maggie Manson in the backcourt, along with Melissa Leet, Claire Orth, and Casey Borowitz, who you mentioned, the starting five for the Fighting Hawks.
Strong defensive start for the Saints out of the gate, with Philoxy getting that tip on the ball, sending it out of bounds.
Clever move along the baseline for Orth, unable to finish. And Selena Philoxy comes away with it, the Seton Hall transfer. And she anchors the starting five for Siena. Philoxy playing in her second game for the Saints. Amari Anthony, Rachel Brown, Diddy Winston, and Margot Peterson joining her on the floor. Scoreless 30 seconds gone by from the UHY Center in Loudonville. Siena playing in its second home game this season after starting with 3 consecutive road contests and losing in their home opener to Duquesne by 10. From a step beyond the arc, splash. Fast start for Casey Borowitz, and as you mentioned, she can fill it up.
What a start for Casey Borowitz. I'm sure we'll see more of that tonight if the Saints give her that much space.
Borowitz averaging better than 20 points per contest this season. Brown penetrates, draws contact, and the whistle. And that's of note, particularly in this one, Teresa, because Siena did not attempt a single free throw against Duquesne, the first time in program history. They're going to get one at the free throw line here with Brown as we take a look at Mallory Bernhardt.
Certainly not often that you ever see that happen,
no.
Kelly. That's usually a stat line that at least has 1 or 2 attempts at it, and especially with the fact that the Saints do attack the basket.
Right. Nothing for nothing at the charity stripe against Duquesne, the first time in program history and the first time in an NCAA game since Green Bay lost to IUPUI just before the COVID shutdown in March of 2020. No points on that trip, though, as Rachel Brown comes up empty from the free throw line. Beautiful feed to a cutting Claire Orth, who's fouled. And now North Dakota will get its opportunity from the stripe. Jim Jaber perhaps not thrilled with that call in his 39th season overall, season number 1 in his return to Siena. Of course, he also led the Saints from 1987 to 1990. Coach Jaber, 31st among active coaches in Division I wins with more than 500. Orth connects on her first of 2. The Circle Pines, Minnesota native misses the second. Philoxy comes away with the rebound. 4 on 3 for Siena. Winston into the corner. Fumbled by Anthony. Cross-court pass back to Winston. And Siena will look to reset with 15 on the shot clock.
Almost had a little bit of a fast break look there.
Philoxy from the short corner. It comes up short. Rebound for Brown. Reverse layup is good. Siena's on the board.
Great hustle there by Brown, tracking down that rebound and getting it right to the rim. That's one of the things that we definitely expect to see more of from Rachel Brown this evening, because she is one of those players who will get in the paint.
Entry pass for Leaps. Turns, fires. And we've got a foul. The rebound that goes against North Dakota. Melissa Leach stands 6 feet 6 inches tall, the center from Palmer, Alaska, and Siena will be doing well if they're forcing her to catch the ball that far from the basket.
Absolutely good job forcing her off of the block. Make her take a difficult shot. She definitely has an advantage being much closer to the rim than the majority of the Siena roster.
Here's Brown, draws a crowd, 4 black shirts around her, gets her own rebound. Philoxy now. Looking for a whistle, she won't get one. North Dakota racing the other way with Daninger. Head fake by Manson, pulls up from 15 feet, no. Brown unable to secure the rebound, or takes it away and scores.
And great hands there on the North Dakota side when working in their advantage. Rachel Brown just couldn't get her hands to secure it there.
Winston will have a go from deep, no luck. Rebound to Borowitz. Siena really struggling from three-point land this season, shooting just 157 from beyond the arc. The only team in the MAAC below 200 from distance this year. And it gets back to what you said at the top of the broadcast, Teresa, that Siena is playing well, except they just can't get the ball to go down.
got to get the ball in the basket. And I think some of it's got to be that they have to keep their composure within each play. Sometimes they end up with these rush shots, and they have to be able to have the level head to knock them down.
You had mentioned turnovers both ways would be an important stat to keep our eye on throughout this game. That was the first turnover of the game. It goes against North Dakota, so a bonus possession here for Siena with more than 3 minutes gone by in the first, and the Saints trailing by 4. A step inside the arc is good. Amari Anthony knocks it down.
Great knockdown by Amari Anthony, but definitely have to give credit to Siena Faloxi for the assist there. It was a great pass. It almost faked out the whole entire defense. Thinking she was going to put up a shot, and instead skipped it.
Faloxi comes up with a jump ball. Terrific effort by the graduate student from Queens, who we mentioned played at Seton Hall. Made 26 starts in her career at Seton Hall. Great defensive presence of mind to cleanly get her hands wrapped around the basketball net.
It's like her hands are a magnet to the ball there. She's gotten a piece of the ball in almost every defensive possession so far.
She came up with 6 steals in her Siena debut in that 10-point loss to Duquesne. Daninger probing, loses the handle. North Dakota turns it over. That's now 3 consecutive turnovers for the Fighting Hawks. Winston, the scoop shot, no. Rebounded by Daninger. Explosive take. Orth can't get it to go down. Here comes Siena. Outlet. Ahead for Cheyenne Talbot into the game for the Saints, wearing the headband.
Good call by Cheyenne Talbot, pulling it out there. No need to force something when it wasn't a clear opening, and now they might have a chance for some more points here. Or not.
Anthony hoping to get the foul, but does not earn herself a spot at the free throw line. So another empty trip for Siena. The Saints shooting just 2 of 10 from the field, 20%. Meanwhile, 40% for North Dakota. They've taken half as many shots as Siena, 2 of 5 from the floor. So both teams with 2 field goals. North Dakota more efficient, but the Fighting Hawks have turned it over now 4 times, make it 5. 5 turnovers against 0. Siena in transition. Monty Harris pulls it back out. Fontenelle Pawson on the drive. Faloxi looking to reset.
15 seconds to set something up here for the Saints after a very energized trip down the court.
Talbot, and that is Siena's first turnover. Daninger perhaps got away with an elbow. Harris is holding her face, asking for a timeout, but she can't be granted a timeout. Siena doesn't have the basketball. Harris has taken herself out of the play. Siena playing defense with 4. Daninger knocks down the 3-pointer. It'll take us to a timeout. Coach Javers saying, I've got a player who couldn't continue. A bloody nose. Why was play not stopped?
They hustle. Sit through the holidays with a medium holiday blend coffee for $2. America runs on Dunkin'.
North Dakota leads Siena 9-4 midway through the opening quarter. Amani Harris is seated on the Siena bench with cotton in her nose after she took that elbow to the nose, and we saw her bleeding heading into that first timeout. So, Teresa, we talked about turnovers for both squads. North Dakota's been turned over 5 times. Siena's committed a couple of turnovers, but the Saints have yet to turn those turnovers into points, shooting just 2 of 10 from the floor.
Talked about them needing to put the ball in the basket and just not executing on that so far this game, which is why we see the score what it is, 9-4 in North Dakota's favor.
North Dakota running some offense. Borowitz spinning, finding some space, and down it goes. Casey Borowitz, who we mentioned averages near 21 points per game. She's got a quick 7 to lead all scorers in this one.
That was a nice turnaround right in the paint there for Borowitz. Good read on the defense.
Fontenelle Pawson from the quarter. Anthony with 12 to shoot. Back to Fontenelle Pawson. Up with the left hand, and it gets the bounce. The freshman out of Altamont, Guilderland High graduate, with her first 2 of the game. Siena within 5. North Dakota having a look from the left block. That's Olivia Lane. Out of bounds to Siena.
Good defense there by Lala Watts. It's a good matchup under the basket for her.
Kelly Blassetti into the game for Siena, brings it up. Talbot back out to Blassetti. Watts from the left elbow. Watts off the glass, no. Ganninger the rebound. She'll look to force the tempo. Finds Borowitz, who's got the hot hand. She has 9.
Borowitz is just pulling this game away so far for North Dakota here in the first quarter. She's off to a very strong start, and the Saints are having a hard time slowing her down.
She's yet to miss 4 of 4 from the floor. Talbot, the pull-up shot. Count it.
Great knock down the middle of the paint there for Talbot. It's a place where the Siena has been attacking all game so far. They're definitely looking for points in the paint here as opposed to trying to live and die by the 3.
North Dakota would be wise to get Borowitz to touch every possession. They don't this time, and they turn it over instead. Brown will inbound for Siena right in front of our broadcast position. Blassetti asking for to the backcourt. DJ Davis picks her up defensively. Blassetti blows fire, kick out, wide open triple, no good. Fontenelle Pawson unable to deliver.
It's a good driving kick there for Siena. Definitely a wide open shot there for Fontenelle Pawson.
There were 2 players there for the block. I think Watts might get credit for it. Out of bounds to North Dakota. Blassetti tracking, and then Watts comes over on the help side defense to swat it out of bounds. From deep, and that's the second one from that same spot for North Dakota. That time it was Maggie Manson. And the Fighting Hawks have yet to miss from the outside. A perfect 3 of 3 from three-point land. Touch foul out along the perimeter.
So 3 of 3 from the three-point line.
Yep.
And Siena is supposed to be ranked near the top of the nation when it comes to defending three-point shooting.
That's exactly right.
Holding opponents to only 18.9% from the beyond the arc. So I know we've got a lot of game left here, but the Fighting Hawks are on track to kind of demolish that.
And it's not like their toes have been cozied up against the line either. All 3 have been from a step or so beyond the arc. And perhaps now heating up for Siena, Cheyenne Talbot from the baseline. Back-to-back buckets for Talbot. She has 4. Siena back within 6. Oh, that's too easy, but she missed it. A wide open look from Melissa Leitz.
Siena definitely got bailed out there.
And then they're going to get Leitz on the foul as she was trying to hustle back into position. 4th team foul for North Dakota with under a minute to play in the quarter. Just a single team foul for Siena here in the opening frame. Talbot checks out. And into the game for the first time, Anijah Baby Jackson for Siena. Brown connects on the first. And she gets them both. The lean on that second one, but it went in.
You know the lean, it helps it go in.
That's right.
Good defense at the top of the key there for Lala Watts.
Oh, but they found Jody Anderson on a pretty cut, lost her marker, and was able to lay it in.
It's a well-executed offense there by the Fighting Hawks.
Shot clock turned off. Harris, who's back into the game. Fontenelle Pawson loses the handle. North Dakota chance to get up a shot. off the mark before the buzzer. An 18-point opening quarter for the Fighting Hawks. They'll take a 6-point advantage over Siena into the second quarter. Basketball is presented by Berkshire Bank and NFP. North Dakota led by as many as 8 points in the opening quarter. Siena trimmed the deficit to 6, 18-12. North Dakota to start the second quarter in the first ever meeting between the Fighting Hawks and the Saints. North Dakota with possession. Interior pass intended for Leet is smacked away. That's the 7th turnover of the game for North Dakota. Harris, nice pass to the interior. Leaks back out to Harris, who collects with 20 to shoot. And matching turnovers as the Saints give it right back. Daninger ahead for Manson. Jody Anderson up against the contact. Philoxy charged with the foul, and that will send Anderson to the free throw line.
Good attack there by Anderson, trying to get to the rim. Philoxy just left her feet, hands came down, so had to make the call there.
Anderson, who averages just under 6 points per game, misfires on the first. Anderson, who's a 78% free throw shooter, makes the second and checks out of the game. Harris jogs the ball up the court. Philoxy 0 for 4 from the field.
While Watts is fighting down there in the paint.
Brown, meanwhile, a pull up from the left elbow. Watts can't secure the rebound, out of bounds off of North Dakota. Philoxy, hands off for Harris. 3 ball on its way, no, little strong. Offensive glass for Siena. Brown unable to convert. North Dakota clears the glass.
And pushes.
Yes, speedy in transition. They find Borowitz. And Watts gets her second block of the game. Now the Saints want to play the transition game. Brown misfires. But North Dakota turns it over again. Teresa, you and I spoke with Mallory Bernhard, the head coach for the Fighting Hawks yesterday, and you asked her, Coach, what are some keys to be successful in this game? And the very first thing she said was, we have to limit the turnovers.
Exactly. She emphasized it. So they have to take care of the ball. That's what they need to worry about.
Speaking of turnovers, that was a traveling violation, Baby Jackson.
There was no shortage of travels last game the Saints had against Duquesne. It was almost left and right. I would say nearly half of their turnovers. So they haven't had anywhere near as many this evening. However, turnovers are still higher than I'm sure Coach Jaber would like to see.
Siena lost. Maggie Manson for a moment flashed open in the paint as her shot blocked out of bounds. North Dakota basketball with 21 to shoot. Manson puts it in. Siena calls a timeout. Now 21-12 as the Fighting Hawks open up their largest lead of the game. North Dakota in front by 9 with just under.
Shop Target deals all weekend.
Siena women's basketball is brought to you by TransFinder and Under Armour. North Dakota leads Siena 21-12 early in the second quarter. The Saints 0 of 4 from the field in the second quarter and find themselves behind by 9, facing their largest deficit of the game. Winston corner. 3 ball on its way. Peterson, no. Siena now 0 for 4 from the outside. And Teresa, a lot of teams in college basketball and women's basketball are struggling beyond the arc this year because it's a little bit further than it was a year ago.
Exactly, Kelly. The line has moved to international standard back to over 22 feet, which is over a foot further than it was last season. So a lot of teams are having lower percentages already this year.
And coming up a little bit short, there's another example. Harris unable to connect. 0 for 5 from the outside are the Saints. North Dakota in transition. They'll try from deep, and Maggie Manson finds the range. She knocks it down. North Dakota having no trouble from the outside. The Fighting Hawks 4 of 5 from distance in this one. Watts misses from the right block. The Fighting Hawks in front by 12. Looking to add to it is Manson. No. Rebound secured by Peterson.
Hey, great push there by Manson. And the Fighting Hawks, like you mentioned, Kelly, they're definitely controlling the pace right now. They're pushing the ball as soon as they get it from the Siena offense.
Watts looking to go one-on-one with Leet, and she's fouled. I got Jolene Daninger with the personal. Just one team foul for both teams here in the second quarter. So Harris to inbound from underneath the hoop. Harris, the 5'6" freshman from the Bronx, finds Peterson. Lost the handle on the way to the basket. Gets it back. Outlets for Harris. Now Harris on the take. Distributes for Anthony. Pulls up from the free throw line. And down it goes. Boy, that ball nearly popped back out. But it's in for Anthony. She's got 4.
Hey, we'll take it. Bounced off the front, the back, the front, and then dropped right into the center. So great shot there from Amari Anthony. And honestly, great defense in the paint, though, by the Fighting Hawks. The Saints had to work for that.
Leet, no. Casey Borowitz had 7 points in the first quarter. Hasn't gotten up a shot in the second quarter. In fact, Manson now the team's leading scorer with 8. Watts wants to go to work underneath. Lost the ball. Goes to the floor. Can't win it back. North Dakota running with Daninger. Manson, who's hot here in the second quarter, back around to Daninger. Now they'll play the interior game with Leet. Spins, faces the basket, and is fouled.
The Saints personal foul. Sheriff's number 21, Peterson. That's her first personal foul. Team second.
Peterson, the foul. Just her first.
Fans, once again, to remind you, artificial noisemakers are prohibited for NCAA regulations.
Look at Jim Jaber, as we mentioned, in his second tour of duty at the helm of Siena basketball, the 1985 Nazareth College graduate. From long distance, Leets unable to knock it down. 6'6", showing her range. Now here's Harris.
May not be your most go-to shot, but she was wide open there.
The catch and the finish all in one motion. Amari Anthony.
Beautiful crash to the boards there for Amari Anthony. Didn't even have to come back down with it.
Second chance points for the Saints. Looking to whittle away at that deficit, which is now 8.
Hey, good hustle there by Amani Harris, sweeping in for to tie the ball up.
It's on the possession to Siena. 4:50 to play in the second quarter. North Dakota shooting 43% from the floor against 28% for the Saints. The Fighting Hawks have turned it over 9 times. Peterson to Harris. Has Brown as the outlet. Stymie to step inside the free throw line, and she traveled.
A lot of creative freedom for the Saints in this offense, basically attacking the center of the court as they rotate the ball around the perimeter. And it's kind of like whoever has the best opening is the one who's getting the shot in.
Borowitz leaves the jumper short. Brown. Siena again sets up on the perimeter. As you mentioned, Teresa, there's the drive, then the kick out for Peterson. Now Brown on the take. Blocking foul. It's going to be Jody Anderson picking up the personal.
A lot of good movement there from the Saints. Moving to get open, giving opportunities. If that foul didn't happen, would have been right into Talbot's hands.
So North Dakota is playing its third game in 4 days. They played in a tournament in Vermont, the UVM TD Bank Classic Tournament. They lost to Bucknell by 5, then beat Brown 65-46. An important bucket there for Siena as Anthony now up to 6 points, and the Saints are within 6. And talking to Coach Bernhard, Teresa, we said, well, 3 games in 4 days, that's an awful lot, especially early in the season, trying to get your legs under you. Borowitz unable to end Siena's run. North Dakota got a second look at it, nearly a third. And now Siena is going to push the tempo with Talbot, who decides to pull it back out. But Coach Bernhard told us, she said, hey, the team's eager to play. They wish they had a game on the 1 day off in the 4-game stretch.
Yes, she sure did. I mean, she literally said that it's nice to get 3 games in 4 days. It's kind of nice to have that opportunity to get so many minutes in. Whereas other teams typically would be saying that's hard on the legs.
Right.
You'd be fatigued. That team's got to be in good shape. And clearly, they're still pushing hard.
A cold spell for the Fighting Hawks. Another tie-up, this time the possession to North Dakota. It's been nearly 4 minutes since the Fighting Hawks have scored a point. They led 24-12, a 6-0 run for Siena to get the Saints within 6.
Some hard-fought possessions by the Saints to get those points on the board.
And a hard-fought basket for Claire Orth as she went through Peterson. And Orth now up to 5. Fontanelle Pawson. Siena still with a goose egg from the outside. Now 0 for 7. Borowitz, no. Still no points in the second quarter for North Dakota's leading scorer. The Saints cleared the glass, but then turned it over right away. Traveling violation, and now a timeout for Mallory Bernhard and the Fighting Hawks. 2 minutes and 30. After Siena's 8th turnover, it'll be North Dakota basketball out of bounds. And that's a pretty inbound play as they identify a cutting Claire Orth. She's got back-to-back baskets, and after North Dakota went 4 minutes without a point, Orth with 4 quick ones. Talbot knew she left it short. Peterson on the ground, has possession. Likely this is going to end in a jump ball. It does. The arrow to Siena.
The Fighting Hawks have done such a good job scoring on their baseline out-of-bounds plays. Oh, good tie up there. I don't know where Peterson would have been able to go if they didn't tie it up.
That was destined to be a tie-up, so Siena will see if they can answer North Dakota's bucket off the inbound play from underneath their own hoop. And to Talbot. Wants to feed Philoxy, can't find a seam for the entry pass. Harris back out to Talbot. Shakes free of her defender and draws contact at the hoop. So Talbot will head to the free throw line.
Great attack by Talbot. Good job reading the defense and finding the gaps to get right through the rim there.
Talbot, the 5'8" junior from Mount Vernon, New York. Good on the first. She played her first 2 seasons at Monroe Community College. Helped Monroe Community College to a Region 15 championship.
Definitely a level of experience that comes from being a part of a championship team.
10th turnover for the Fighting Hawks. Harris uses off the accelerator as Siena will settle into its offense. Brown will try one. There it is. After misfiring on their first 7 triples of the game, A needed three-pointer for the Saints. Siena within 5. And North Dakota turns it over on back-to-back possessions. An opportunity for Siena to inch even closer.
Yeah, unfortunate pass there by Daninger, trying to get the ball into Olivia Lane, who was wide open for at least a couple seconds there, but just toss it too high.
Siena trailed 24-12. Since then, they've outscored North Dakota 11-4, but the Saints give it right back. Daninger. Borowicz turns it over.
Right into Amari Anthony's hands there.
Sloppy basketball both ways in the waning moments of the first half. And a foul breaks the string of turnovers. First personal on Amari Anthony. Leap back to Borowicz, around the horn for Daninger. Manson double teamed along the baseline. Leap lost the handle. Numbers for Siena, a 4-on-1. Harris to do it herself, and she scores.
With a nice little finesse Euro step at the rim. Love it.
A 13-4 run for the Saints. Manson to end it, and she does.
The silencer.
Maggie Manson. 3 of 4 from the outside for Manson, the first player into double figure scoring. She has 11.
Some time for one last good shot here. Leaving hardly any time on the clock.
Instead, they'll go with 10 seconds. North Dakota brings it down with 7 to shoot, so enough time for the Fighting Hawks to potentially get to the rim. Orth pulls up 10 feet short. Borowicz at the buzzer. It's good. Casey Borowicz hadn't scored in the second quarter until the final 10th of a second on the clock. And Teresa, you had 4.
Coach, that's tremendous.
She considered playing professionally when she graduated from North Dakota, but got a call from her high school. The varsity coaching position became vacant. They said, why don't you interview for the job? She said, well, no reason not to interview. Loved it, took the job. Coached there for 2 seasons, won a couple of state championships, and that's when her college alma mater came calling. North Dakota, after 13 turnovers in the first half, that's how they start the second half. And Siena turning those turnovers into points. Rachel Brown and Amari Anthony getting it done for Siena.
It's a start to the second half that the Saints needed.
Quick silencer there for the Fighting Hawks. Orth.
Spoke too soon.
So Brown now leads Siena with 9 points. Anthony has 8. Peterson for Winston. Speaking of Minnesota natives, by the way, Dee Winston is from Medina, Minnesota. Siena 2 for 2 to start the second half. Rachel Brown heating up.
Rachel Brown is such a versatile player who can score at the basket by attacking and hit the 3 from the outside, which is exactly what the Saints need.
Off the mark was Manson. Brown has now scored in double figures in 5 of Siena's 6 games this season. She now leads all scorers in the game with a dozen. Winston underhanded shot, no. Philoxy unable to poke the rebound free.
North Dakota slowing it down a bit as we come back to the other side of the court here. Looking to set something up.
Cross-court pass to Borowicz, who hit that 3-pointer as time expired at the end of the first half. Another giveaway. This time it's Anthony leading the charge to take it herself. No. Nearly the rebound underneath for Brown. Instead, numbers for North Dakota. Borowicz on the run. Got it.
Can't give Borowicz any space. She will make you pay.
Averages 21 points per game, and she's on pace. She has a dozen to match Brown.
She's very precise. It's not like they're giving her too much space to shoot the shot. She just is knocking it down.
Anthony feeds the post for Philoxy. Her pass for Peterson is stolen away.
A little bit of a difficult passing angle there for Philoxy.
Manson. That time she got it. Maggie Manson is now 4 of 6 from the outside in this game. North Dakota shooting 58% from deep. Philoxy working against Leet. Fadeaway. No. Athletic rebound for Anthony, but couldn't hold on to it. Outlet pass finds Manson, and she'll wait for reinforcements. Manson for DJ Davis.
Thought Manson was going to fire it from there for a second.
Why not? Borowitz now back to Davis with 10 on the shot clock. Philoxy is able to front lead to make that entry pass a little bit difficult. And North Dakota will turn it over.
And another look at that one there. Definitely got a piece on it for Philoxy, and then to the ground for Peterson. Good hustle.
Couple of changes, and Siena didn't have anyone to inbound the basketball.
It's the second time that's happened tonight.
And Nina Selimovic is into the game for the first time for Siena, number 23. Brown puts the moves on in traffic. Somehow navigates her way to the glass and scores.
Brown, she will attack the basket, go through the defense, make a beautiful move, and then has no expression. It's like nothing happened. So unfazed.
Foul the other way. Amari Anthony picks up her second personal. Cheyenne Talbot back into the game as Casey Borowitz goes to the free throw line. Borowitz makes the first. Last time down the floor for the Saints, Rachel Brown. And that pretty move, and then as you said, stoic face jogging back down the floor.
Just another play for Brown.
Another play. Harris into the front court for the Saints. Talbot keeps it away from Orth. Into the corner for Harris, and she's fouled.
Some good cross-court play there for the Saints with the pass across the baseline, and then Harris looking to attack and come back towards the sideline.
Another new player into the game for Siena, number 44, Saval Istenbaloglu. I bring it up to say that Coach Jabers, and of course it's non-conference and a lot of new faces in his first season with this team, so he's trying to figure out what rotation works for him in this team, but he's playing a lot of players, going very deep onto the bench, trying to figure out those different combinations that will work for him against New Hampshire in a game the Saints lost 59-45. Siena played 15 players in that game, which was a program high.
That's going deep in your bench.
It is deep. Amari Anthony knocks it down.
But again, I mean, coming in and having players who you didn't necessarily recruit, all of them, you got to really feel them out and determine what the best chemistry is going to be on the court.
Something North Dakota is doing a little bit of as well early in this season. And they were without some players, too, some typical starters due to injury early in the year. Olivia Lane among them.
Yeah, Coach Bernhard was saying how she just wants the players to make plays off of each other. She wants them to have that chemistry where it comes natural, so that's like really the focus. They just want to get things clicking.
Borowitz triggered the inbound from Manson, who couldn't finish at the rim. Here comes Siena, trailing by 9. Harris barking out the play. Pump fake, and now on her way to the rim and scoring, Amina Selimovic.
Great drive there by Selimovic. She snuck the ball right around the rim there up on the backboard. It's a perfect angle. With the response from Orth.
Quick answer for North Dakota.
North Dakota playing way off of Harris. Pretty much just gave her the three-point line, knowing that that's not necessarily the shot she's looking for.
Tabbitt will try, but to no avail. Travel up, double dribble either way. It's a turnover. We're to take a break. North Dakota far today, 35% from the floor. Still struggling from the outside, just 2 of 10, 20% from distance.
Slowly coming around with the shooting percentage. Last game they're at 39%. This game so far 35%. So like Siena's moving in the right direction, and they have an opportunity to get that percentage even higher this evening.
Stepped out of bounds receiving that pass. Amina Selimovic, who had scored earlier in the third quarter, just the second bucket of the season for Selimovic, the freshman from Erie, Pennsylvania. Daninger dancing around, guarded by Harris, throws it into the backcourt, and it was untouched, so an over and back violation.
Good hustle by Talbot. She almost got a piece of that one and would have been able to go in for the fast break.
So instead, side out for Siena. It's an offensive foul on an illegal screen. It seems like any time the Siena defense forces a turnover, the Saints are just having a hard time capitalizing on the good fortune on the defensive and trying to make anything happen offensively.
Exactly. They need to be able to convert those possessions into points. That's like we've talked about a couple times this game already, Kelly. Their real downfall so far this season. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket.
Only 6 second chance points despite 18 turnovers from North Dakota. North Dakota turns it over for the 19th time.
That was really solid post defense there by Savala Stamboglu in the paint. She did a good job of really providing no visibility whatsoever to Olivia Lane to be able to get the ball up to the basket.
There's the entry pass. 10-foot baseline jumper, no. Somehow the rebound falls to Anthony. Can't score at point-blank range.
Good hustle there by Claire Orth, grabbing that rebound, being able to clear it out to go the other way.
Orth, baseline, kick out, Daninger, 3, no. Easy rebound for Lane.
See if the Saints catch this mismatch over the basket with Harris here.
She's given up quite a few inches. And she got away with it. Scrappy defense from Amani Harris, 5'6", but standing tall.
Well done.
Giving up 8 inches. And the other way, Amari Anthony, splash. Her first triple on her first attempt from the outside. Anthony has 13 points, Siena within 6. This is as close as the Saints have been in the second half. They've closed to 4 late in the second quarter. Pretty spin move, Olivia Lane, showing what she's got in the paint.
Yeah, well done. Good footwork there, using the baseline and swooping right into the basket.
She returned against Bucknell in this tournament out in Vermont after missing the first 4 games of the season to injury. Anthony on the take, uses the square and scores.
Amari Anthony just drives with such force. Her and Rachelle Brown do such a good job attacking the basket, and it's really paid off well for them so far.
Anthony's averaging 6.5 points per game this season. She already has 13. Horowitz runs into a brick wall, looking for an outlet with 10 to shoot. Orth, that's nicely done.
Great drive by Orth. Talbot got caught off balance and had to pay for it.
Amari Anthony's 15 points in this game are a season high. Her career high 22 points. She scored it against Canisius in February of last year. Orth off the glass this time. Claire Orth now has 15 points to match the 15 of Anthony. A minute to play in the third quarter. The deficit once again double figures. And miscommunication there. It's thrown out of bounds. Anthony and Harris not on the same page.
Coach Javers not happy with that one, understandably. Another possession coming up empty for the Saints.
Orth. Orth, Borowitz, and Manson have combined to score 43 of North Dakota's 51 points.
It's a big trio right there.
Harris out to Anthony. Point guard has it back. Rotates to the top of the key with 15 to shoot. Nice look, finds Biloxi cutting through the back door. And a foul.
Good ball movement from the Saints in that possession.
Personal foul, 5 goals late.
Third team foul of the quarter, so out of bounds with 21 seconds to play in the third. 8-foot jump shot, good. Chantel Gonzalez with her first bucket of the season.
Quite the premiere.
So Siena within 8, North Dakota to hold for the final shot of the third quarter. They get off a good look. Borowitz, for the second consecutive quarter, she beats the buzzer. It was a 3-ball to end the half. And that time she neutralized the bucket by Gonzalez to make it a 10-point third quarter lead. Siena women's basketball is brought to you by UHY LLP. Back at the UHY Center as we get set for the beginning of the fourth quarter. North Dakota in its first ever game against Siena in any sport. The Fighting Hawks lead the Saints 53-43. Orth continues to fill it up. Claire Orth, the senior from Circle Pines, Minnesota, now has 15 points. She averages just under 14 a game.
And yet another great assist there from Borowitz on that possession as well.
The answer for Rachel Brown. 16 points for the graduate student out of Staten Island. She averages 13 a contest. Rachel Brown named preseason third-team All-MAAC selection. But if Siena's going to whittle away at this 10-point deficit, it'll have to start on the defensive end of the floor. And on cue, Anthony swipes the ball away from Orth.
Great hands there by Anthony.
21st turnover of the game for North Dakota. But again, can the Saints convert and turn those turnovers into points? Gonzalez, no. Scored her first basket of the season near the end of the third quarter. But perhaps a second chance opportunity. Siena just 6 second chance points in this game. A chance to add to that tally here. Biloxi, who's been quiet offensively. In fact, she's yet to score in this game. 0 for 5, just off the mark, 0 for 6. Averages 10 points a game.
Fighting Hawks are still pushing it down the court.
Orth. Around the horn to Leaks. They clear out space for Leaks. She's fouling her way up. Through 5 games, Siena, despite being 0-5, have only surrendered on average 55 points per contest, which is best in the MAAC. However, North Dakota sitting on 55 with 8 minutes to play. Fighting Hawks shooting just a smidge under 50% of the contest, 48.9%. Exactly 50% from the outside, 7 of 14.
It's an impressive three-point shooting percentage,
Yes,
especially with the number of shots they're getting up. It's not like they're not taking them. I mean, 14 shots.
Yep. You win a lot of basketball games, making half of your shots from the outside. Siena just 3 of 12 from the outside. A couple of free throws for Leeds. Harris on a trot into the front court. Little change of pace. Brown back to Harris. Thought about it with Borowitz in her face. Brown. Philoxy. They need to get her going. No. Seton Hall, former Seton Hall Pirates, still scoreless.
Difference between the Fighting Hawks offense and the Saints offense is just there's so much more movement.
Yeah. 13 assists in the game for the Fighting Hawks. 4 assists for Siena. Borowitz in for Manson. Catch and shoot. Orth the rebound. Puts it back up. Blocked by Lalawatz. Second block of the game for Watts.
Watts has so much length, and obviously it works to her advantage in situations just like that.
It's time to catch and shoots for Manson, and this time it goes down. North Dakota in front by 14, the largest lead of the game for the Fighting Hawks. With 7 minutes to play, Siena's going to have to get it going. Brown lost it on the take. The ball finds its way to DJ Davis, who runs the fast break. Davis turned around by Philoxy. Foul. Olivia Lane will shoot free throws. Just the first personal foul charge to Lalawatz. Lane, the 6'2" junior, makes the first.
Another look at the great hands by Orth, and then the push down the court for Notre Dame. Or Notre Dame. North Dakota.
ND. Both in the Midwest. Now a 16-point advantage for the Fighting Hawks. Philoxy obstructed along the baseline. Brown with 10 to shoot. Directing traffic. Brown. Watts sets the screen into the quarter. Anthony, three-pointer. It's good.
Much needed three-pointer right there from Amari Anthony.
Anthony has 18 points. Despite Siena's struggles from the outside early, Anthony and Brown are a combined 4 of 4 from the outside.
It's quite impressive.
So if Siena's going to find its way back in this game, you would think it's going to require more three-pointers from Amari Anthony and Rachel Brown.
They're going to have to find a way to get the ball in their hands. And
that was a beautiful entry pass into lane. Compliments of Maggie Manson.
The Fighting Hawks are just doing such a good job of knocking down pretty much everything, every shot they're taking lately.
Watts. Peterson. Slid her pivot foot, though. Coach Jaber doesn't think so. Up out of his seat. Incensed about that call. The 16th turnover of the game for Siena.
Yeah, Coach was giving it to Margot Peterson, saying that he put you in the game to shoot the ball. If you don't want to, you can come back out.
So not so much the officiating there, but the selection and the choice by Margot Peterson. We'll see if she gets another look here. Harris drives, kicks to Peterson. She knows what to do this time, and there it is. Sometimes when you listen to your coach, good things happen, huh?
Yeah, sometimes it works that way. Saints will definitely need a lot more of that. They're still down 12.
Davis picks up her dribble. Elaine turns it over. Brown in transition. Flanked by Peterson. Brown to keep it herself. And one!
There's the celebration from Brown.
We're going to take a break. Siena on a run. Brown an opportunity to make it a 6-point surge for Siena, but the free throw will be after this timeout. Siena hoping to make it an exciting finish within 10.
Shop Target deals all weekend. Save 10% on Target gift cards in stores and online. This Saturday and Sunday only. Just get your offer with Target Circle, only at Target.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic, and it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner or opting for the couch, because the Tempur Ergo Smart Base is our first system that detects snoring and automatically adjusts to help reduce it. Your best sleep, all night, every night. Save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets during the Tempur-Pedic Black Friday event. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
I'm originally from Hawaii, but I moved to Wisconsin just last year. I decided to get a bike because a car was too expensive. We both work at Chick-fil-A.
She would bike to work every day.
And then winter hit, and that was pretty rough. So there was a holiday raffle, and they were giving away a car there. Her name got called,
and I was like...
She decided to give the car to me. Chick-fil-A feels like one big family.
Helping you or just like any of my coworkers always brings joy. It's crazy to say, like, I gave my best friend a car.
My helpers abound. I'll need you today. Our sleigh is now ready. Let's get on our way. A mountain of toys to fulfill many wishes must be carried across all roads and all bridges. And when everyone is smiling and having their fun, I can turn my sleigh north because my job here is done.
It's not magic that makes more holiday deliveries to homes in the U.S. than anyone else. It's the hardworking people of the United States Postal Service.
Hey, let's listen to the Buckeyes game.
No, I'm driving. I decide.
I would also like to hear the Buckeyes game. Sorry, 2 Heismans, 2 votes.
Baby got back.
Unlimited cashback match. Only from Discover.
I'm offering you the opportunity to become a Kingsman agent. Like a spy, of sorts. Come on. The world is full of terrible people. We're going to show him who the Kingsmen are.
You forget your manners.
Guilty as charged.
The King's Man, rated R. Only in theaters. Tickets on sale now.
Siena women's basketball is presented by NFP and Berkshire Bank. At the end, just before the last timeout, our American National play of the game, and it was coast to coast for Rachel Brown. Earned the free throw and converts the and one, knocking it down. A 3-point play for Brown. A 6-point run for Siena. Back to within single digits, down by 9.
Great play there by Rachel Brown, and just the energy Siena needs coming down the stretch here.
Borowitz misfires. Watts handles the rebound. Brown, by the way, now 19 points to lead all scorers. Brown asking for it. Back to Harris, and Siena to reset with 17 to shoot. A touch for Peterson. Here's Brown. Anthony tees one up. Just rolls out of the rim. Horowitz in transition. Filling the lane is Olivia Lane.
North Dakota had plenty of options on that fast break. The whole team got down the court pretty quickly there.
We're wondering what the legs might be like for North Dakota playing their third game in 4 days, but still running hard with 4 minutes to go.
I mean, it's impressive.
Watts spinning in the paint and scoring.
A special of Lala Watts. She's gotten very good over her time here at Siena at finishing around the rim and creating a shot for herself down there.
That was her first bucket of the game to go with 5 rebounds. Lane, offensive glass, misses the layup, unable to secure her own rebound. Siena 3-on-3. Pull-up jumper rattles out of the cylinder. A bit unlucky for Anthony.
Yeah, the past couple shots for Anthony have been in the rim and right back out.
Horowitz will work a little clock inside 3 minutes.
Yeah, North Dakota acknowledging, hopefully, the fact that the clock is in their favor. Wow.
Watts with her third block took it right out of Lane's palm. Siena basketball.
I don't know. That might be one of the first times that I have seen a block that just kept dribbling. Blocked it, went right into her dribble.
That is the Lala Watts specialty, the block, and we've seen her with a lot of blocks. None have looked quite like that.
Certainly not.
Rachel Brown's career high is 21. She's sitting on 19 and dribbling. Now for Anthony. Back out to Brown. Trailing by 9, 2:20 to go. Siena gets the bucket by Selena Falaxi. You won't think there are going to be that many possessions over the final 2:20 where Siena's going to want to take it down inside 10 on the shot clock. That time they did, and it resulted in points.
Exactly, and Selena Falaxi set herself up for that play too because she set a good screen for Rachel Brown, got the ball in her hands, went down, posted up, and got the ball right back.
So Falaxi, who averages 10 points per game, she was scoreless until 2:20 to play in the contest. A huge 3-point play for Selena Falaxi. It's now a 6-point contest with 2:10 to go. Manson passes on the shot. They'll need a little more clock with Borowitz now backing up towards the center circle. Anthony on defense. Timeout. Timeout. Nothing wrong with defense by Rachel Brown, but a timeout taken by Mallory Bernhard. And we're going to take a quick timeout ourselves. Under 2 minutes. Siena trying to avoid its first 0-6 start since the 2009-2010 season. The Saints have trailed by as many as 16. Just a second ago, it got to within 6, but a smart timeout by Coach Bernhard in North Dakota, scoring quickly on the restart. So an 8-point game, 1:40 to play, and Siena benefiting from that call. By the way, the Siena men's team currently playing at Army, 65-46 Siena with 6 minutes to play. So the Siena men looking for second victory of the season at a 4-2 Army team. Brown. Falaxi lost the dribble, scooped up by North Dakota.
Good hands on that defensive possession by North Dakota. Getting a piece of it there from Falaxi.
Real-time turnover. North Dakota may be able to put it out of reach if they can find points on this possession. Siena needing to force an empty trip. Off of who? Off of Siena, but just one on the shot clock. averaging 47 points per game, which would be last in the MAAC. However, they've already eclipsed 50 points for just the for the first time in their last 5 games, in a chance to go over 60 for the first time this season on that Peterson 3-ball. No good. And Daninger tracks down the long rebound.
I mean, if you look at the players on the court and who you want to take the 3, you've got Peterson, you've got Anthony, and you've got Brown. So quick points, totally get it, but Siena's got to crash that rebound.
And I'm surprised they're not fouling here, down by 8, under a minute to go. Now, like we said, North Dakota is a very good free throw shooting team. Siena does come up with the turnover in the timeout. Those are the positives, but they just lost 25 seconds going to the rim.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I think you need as many points as possible. You got to go for the 3s, unless you're going to get and 1s. I mean, you got to go into the contact if you're going to get to the rim.
Well, let's see if they try for a quick 2 or if they do set up for the 3. We'll try the 15-footer and got it. 6 points, 27 seconds.
And no pressure. That's surprising to me as well.
Have to foul now. So Anthony gives the foul. And that'll send Borowitz to the strike. Third personal on Anthony.
Definitely would say that Borowitz isn't someone you'd want to have to foul when it comes down the stretch here, but if you look at who North Dakota has in the game, 3 out of the 5 are 2 for 2, and the other ones are 1 for 2, so it's got to take your chance at this point.
Borowitz has not missed a free throw all season, 20 for 20 coming into the game. Now, perfect in this game as well.
It's impressive.
24 for 24 on the year. So, to your point, Teresa, yeah, don't foul her. Siena scored 55 points in a 4-point loss at Binghamton the first game of the season, November 9th. The Saints had not eclipsed 50 points since, erupting for 61 here, but they're going to need at least 70 to win the game. Anthony may have gotten away with a little bit of a push-off. Hands the jumper. Back to a 6-point deficit, 15 seconds to go. This time they'll foul Jolene Daninger. Daninger, 11 of 16 from the free throw line, 69% this season, and this will be her first free throw attempt of the game.
Heard Brown on the way back down the court yelling to Harris, foul, foul.
Yep.
It's always difficult when you get to this point because offense can try to avoid the foul too. It's not so easy to just get somebody.
The senior made them both. Back to 8 points. And Siena down to 10 seconds. Combined points from those 3 players.
Definitely some strong performances during this game on both sides, really. I mean, if you look at the Siena score difference, I mean, you've got, what is it, almost 41 points between Brown and Anthony. Like, it's incredible.
Jump ball for Siena, so perhaps one final possession here for Siena. An opportunity to get up one more shot. Peterson, back to Harris. The runner at the buzzer, no. And that's how this one ends. North Dakota improves to 3-4 on the season with an 8-point win in Loudonville. The Fighting Hawks win 2 of their 3 games on this East.